Hello everyone, this is part 5 on how to make a Flappy Bird game in Scratch. This is the final video of the entire series, and in this video I am going to make the menu look better, add some sound effects, fix some bugs, and re-explain all of the code in the project. Anyways, let's get started. So the first thing I want to fix before I do anything else is that I forgot to make it so that you can't hold the mouse button, because right now when you hold the mouse button the bird sort of floats up. And we don't want that because we only want the bird to jump once when you tap the button. And if you hold the button, the bird still only jumps once. So that's what we want. So to do that, we just actually have to go to Control, and then grab a wait until block, go to Operators, grab a not, and then go to Sensing, and then grab a mouse down. And let's drag this after the set change in Y and point in direction inside of the if mouse down. And now what this does is that after you hold the mouse button down, it runs the set change in Y and point in direction, and then you have to release the mouse pointer before running this again. So now this prevents the player from holding down the mouse button. However, we can't put this if mouse down inside of this forever loop anymore because while it's waiting for not mouse down, then nothing else would run. So we want to separate this if mouse down from the forever loop, and then let's just go to events, grab a separate when I receive play, and then grab a forever loop from the control, and then drag this if mouse down stuff inside of the forever loop. Alright, now let's try it out. Alright, and then if I try holding, then the bird still jumps like normal. Let me try it again. Like this. If I hold, then the bird still only jumps once. Alright, cool. So we fixed that problem. And something else that may happen when you play the game is that when you lose the game, right when another clone of the pipe spawns, the cloned pipe keeps moving normally across the screen instead of freezing. So let's go to the pipes to see what's wrong. Let's see, what can we fix in here? Okay, let me first try to recreate the bug. So I have to crash into the pipe right when a new pipe spawns. Okay, that was a bit too late. Let me try it again. Okay, a bit too early now. Let me see. Okay, still a bit too early. Okay, a bit too late now. Alright, so I managed to get the bug, and as you can see, the newly spawned pipe keeps scrolling through the screen, and we don't want that. So let's go to our pipes now. And I think what happens is that the pipe creates a clone at the exact same time that the bird loses, and then it's supposed to stop all other scripts in the sprite. But it doesn't stop the create clone of myself because it's the exact same time. And then that ends up the newly created clone not stopping all of its scripts and then keep on going. So that's the problem, I think. So to fix that, we have to create a new variable. And then I'll just call this lost. And then, yep, click OK. And when the flag is clicked, or actually when I receive play, or actually start countdown, let's set lost to no. And then once the bird crashes into the pipe, then we want to set lost to yes. So let's go to the bird, and then right here in the if touching sprite 2, which is the pipe, then we want to set lost to yes, and then do all this. Alright, now let's go back to our pipe. And in the clone over pipe, we want to make sure that the pipe only moves if lost is equal to no. Otherwise, we want the pipe to pause. So let's go to control, grab an if statement, and then go to operators, grab an equals, and then go to variables, grab a lost, and then check if lost is equal to no. Then do all of this stuff inside of the repeat until. Oops, I'm gonna make sure that I also get the set size to 150% in there. Alright, so let's try it out. I'm gonna try to make sure the bird loses right when the pipe spawns to see if the problem is fixed. Alright, I'm gonna go to project view so it's a bit easier, and let's try it. So let me make sure that the pipe just spawns. Okay, that was a bit too late, I think. Okay, a bit too early now. Okay, a bit too early again. I think I need to be like 1 frame later. Okay, that was too late. Okay, so I can't recreate the exact problem that we used to have, but I'm pretty sure the problem is fixed. So let's go back inside of the project, and okay. Let me first reposition the you lose screen. I think I accidentally dragged it, so I'll just drag it go to 0, 0 after the when and receive lose. Alright, and now that I think all of the bugs are fixed, I'm going to create a better looking menu. Alright, so I am done with the menu, and I separated the title into a new sprite. So instead of putting it inside of the backdrop, I made it its own separate sprite, and that's because I want the title to maybe move around a bit. So yeah, and I also added some sun rays, and I made these a separate sprite also because I'm gonna add some ghost effect because I want the rays to be transparent. So yeah. Anyways, I made the button look a bit better and added some hills in the background, and yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna first go to the sunbeam sprite, and then I'm going to go to control, or actually events, and then drag a when I receive menu. Then I'm gonna go to looks, and then I'm going to set the ghost effect to maybe, let's try 50. Alright, let's try 40, maybe 30. I like 40 better. Alright, and then I'm also going to make them go to the back, so go to back layer. Alright, and I think they look better. And now for the title, I am also going to drag a when I receive menu. Then I think I'm going to make the title go up and down by a tiny bit. So I'm going to, I guess, grab a repeat. And then I'm going to repeat maybe 10 times. And I'm going to change y by, let's say, 0.5. And then I'm going to duplicate this. And then change y by negative 0.5. And let's see how this looks. Alright, so it goes up and down like that. Okay, so I think we can repeat this. So let's go to control and then grab a forever loop and put this around the 2 repeats. And let's see. And it jumps up and down like that. Alright. Also, I'm going to grab a when I receive start countdown. Then I am going to hide the sprite and then stop all other scripts in the sprite. So in control, and then stop other scripts in sprite. And also for my sunbeams, I'm going to do the same thing. So when I receive start countdown, then hide. And we don't need the stop other scripts in this sprite because there are no loops in here, so we're fine. Alright, let's see. And okay, our title is gone and we have to re-show it. So let's drag a show after the when I receive menu. and also a show for the sunbeams, and that should be good. Alright, let's try it out. So there's the bouncing title, and when we press start, then the game starts as normal. Alright, cool. So I think this is going to be our title screen now. And let's see. Okay, and now I'm going to make some changes to the You Lose screen. Alright, so this is going to be our You Lose screen. And for the retry and menu buttons, I am going to take out the ghost effect. So I'm going to set it back to 0, so it's fully visible. Alright. And that should look better. Okay. So now we have our updated Lose screen. So let's see it again. And our Lose screen right here. And lastly, I am going to now add some sound effects. So let's see. Of course, we want a flapping sound effect for our bird. So let's go to our bird, and then let's go to Sounds. And now let's create a new sound. We can actually choose a sound. So the Scratch 3.0 editor has a great selection of sounds you can choose from, like all of these. So I'm going to try to find some maybe flapping sound. Let me search it up. Flap. Okay, nothing. Let me go to Effects. Alright, so low whoosh sounds pretty good. It sounds like this. So let's select this. And I'm going to first trim this. So let's click this trim tool over here. And I'm just going to trim this much of it. And then click Save. And now, let's see. I might make it slower. Okay, a bit slower. Okay, I think that's fine for now. So let's go back to our code. And to add the sound, it's really easy. All we need to do is in our if mouse down, we just want to go to sound and then add a play sound low whoosh. So let's put this right after, and that should be fine. So let's try it out. Now when the bird flaps, there's the low whoosh sound. Alright, cool. So I think that sounds pretty good. And oh yeah, we don't want the sound to play when we're selecting a button though. Like, if we click retry, then the sound still plays. And we don't want that. So let's see. I think in our when I receive lose, we can go to control and then grab a stop other scripts in the sprite. And let's put it right after it receives lose. So this is where the bird sort of jumps back when it like hits a pipe or something. So yeah, now let's try it out. Okay. And then when it loses, there is no more sound. And alright, it works. So our flapping sound works for the bird. Oops. And that should be fine. Alright, so I think I also want a button sound. So when we hover over it, there's the sort of button click sound effect or something like that. So let's see. Let's go to sounds again. And let's try to find the sound. Alright, so I found a good sound. It's called wood tap. Sounds like this. So I think this is going to be when we hover over the button. Let's see. I might make it slower. Actually, this is fine. So yeah, let's leave it like that. Okay, this is fine. Now let's go back to the code. And in all of our buttons, we want to add that wood tap sound. And okay, I think I accidentally added that to the loose screen. So oops. But we can just drop this sound into our buttons like that. So let's do that. And in our buttons, we can now add this when it's touching the mouse pointer. So let's go to sound and then add the start sound wood tap. Let's place this after the if touching mouse pointer. Or actually, let's not do that because it won't work. Because since this if statement is constantly checking if it's touching the mouse pointer, the sound would constantly play. So we don't want that. We only want the sound to play once when the mouse enters the button area. So let's grab a separate event when I receive lose, and then let's grab a forever loop, and we can just grab an if statement and then check if it's touching the mouse pointer. Then we want to start the sound wood tap, and then let's go to control and wait until it's not touching the mouse pointer. And now that should be fine. So this ensures that the sound only plays once when the mouse pointer enters. So let's try it out. That is for the retry button. So let's go to the retry button. And then, as you can see, the button sound plays. Alright, so let's do the same thing for the menu button. Let's just drag this inside of the menu sprite, or menu button sprite. And then that should be fine because the menu button sprite has almost the same code as the retry button sprite, so we're good. Now let's drag this into our start button. Okay, and then instead of when I receive lose, we want this to be when I receive menu. Now let's try it out. Okay, there's the start button sprite. And okay. So this works fine, like that. However, first thing I noticed was that the countdown sprite showed on the menu, so we want to go to events, drag a when I receive menu, then we want to hide the countdown sprite. Alright. And a second thing that I noticed was that when the game starts, you can still hover over the menu button sprite because it's still there. So let's go to our start button in our menu, and let's see. Oh yeah, we have to make sure that when the start button is clicked, we want to also stop other scripts in the sprite, including the button sound effect. So yeah, that's why this was playing, because this forever loop was still going. So now that we added the stop other scripts in sprite, it stops everything in the start button sprite. Alright, let's try it again. So there's our sound effect. And okay, let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So the stop other scripts in sprite also stopped this. So let's just drag this hide inside of the if mouse down, and that should be fine. Alright. And there we go. Okay. Oh, and I think the same thing for the menu button. So we want to stop other scripts in the sprite for the menu button, and let's also drag the hide inside of the if mouse down instead of the start countdown. And let's check the retry button. Okay, same thing. So drag a stop other scripts in sprite. And that should be fine. Oh yeah, let's drag the hide inside of the if mouse down. And let's try it again. Okay. Alright. Okay, our menu button is still there. So let's see. Oh yeah, we still have to include the when I receive start countdown, because when we restart the game, we still have to hide the menu button. So yep, my bad. Let's drag this back. Let's also drag this inside of the retry button sprite, just in case. And that should be fine. Alright. Okay, the menu button is still running. Okay, to fix this, we have to go to control and then stop other scripts in the sprite when start countdown is received, and that should be fine. Let's do the same thing for the retry button. So stop other scripts in sprite when start countdown is received, and now let's try it again. Okay. Alright, no more button tapping sound effects in the game. I mean, when the game starts. Alright. And I think that works. Okay, cool. So we have the button sound effect down. And now I think I'm going to add a sound effect to when the bird passes a pipe. Maybe some like high-pitched ding sound effect, or maybe a bell or something. So let's try to find that. Let's see. Let's go to our pipe. Let's see. Yep, so let's go to sounds now, and I'm going to find the sound. Okay, I found the sound effect, and it's this sort of coin sound effect, like that. So let's add this, and I'm just going to trim this to here. And I might make this higher pitched. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think a higher pitch sounds better. Okay. And now this is going to be our score increase sound effect. So let's go to our code. And right in here, when the bird passes the position of the pipes, then we want to go to sounds and then start the sound of the coin. All right, let's try it out. All right, there it is. Okay, that seems pretty good. Let's try it again. All right, and one more sound effect I think I will add is when the bird crashes into the pipe. We sort of need some bump sound effect. So let's go to our bird sprite, and then I will find a sound. Alright, so there weren't any small bumping sound effects, but I think beatbox 1 will do. So it's like this. So I think I'm going to only use the first part of this sound effect. So when it does this, okay, so right around here, so I'm going to trim about this much of it. Let's try it. Okay, a bit more. Or here. Alright, so I think this much is fine. Now I'm going to save this. Alright, and let's drag this sound into when the bird crashes into the pipe. So right here, let's drag the start sound of beatbox 1 inside of the if touching sprite 2, which is the pipe, or if the Y position is less than -171. Alright, let's try it out. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Let's try it again when it falls off. Okay, I think that's good. And of course, you can record your own sound effects if you want. You can also find them online. There's some good sites where you can download some free sound effects. But anyways, that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to do some more playthroughs of the game. So this is the menu. Okay, I'm going to go to the project page. Alright. So this is the menu. We have our start. This is our gameplay. Alright. let's crash into the pipe. Okay. Let me retry. Okay. Let's go back. And let's start again. Of course, you can make the game harder by decreasing the space between the pipes. Alright. Oops, that was some lag right there. But yeah, anyways, that's the entire game. Anyways, that's it for this video, and that's it for this entire series. If you enjoyed this video and this series, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe too if you haven't already. I will be sharing this project, and I will put the link in the description below, so you can take a look. Anyways, that's it for this video. See ya!